We're going to take care of you tonight. We know we got some gems for my lady friends. Shout out to everybody on the check-in, man. I appreciate y'all. A lot of females, a lot of women that don't have the luxury of having a big homie or, you know, nobody to really just give them the game. That's what I'm here for. That's what this show is about tonight. You know, I got some gems for my lady friends. And we don't do no female bashing here. We don't do that. I see a lot of dudes do that on their podcast. They bash women. To me, that's like a red flag. Like, you know, I mean, you can get your point across. You can say what you got to say, but there's no reason to bash women, man. I mean, you came from a woman. Especially to my brothers with daughters, so I figure I'll give y'all some game, you know. Like it, comment, share it. Come get your love tonight, baby. You got gems for my lady friends. You know who you are. Cause y'all get a lot of game ran on y'all. And y'all run a lot of game. Let's just call a spade a spade. Let me explain something to you. No relationship is a waste of time, because if it didn't bring you what you want, it taught you what you don't want. That's important for you to learn that lesson. We all know somebody that, you know, go from relationship to relationship. You're carrying that baggage to every relationship. I don't even care if it's a relationship when y'all tied in like that. It could be a situationship. It could be a sexual relationship. If you don't check yourself, guess what? You're going to keep having heartache, baby. And you're just going to keep adding miles to yourself. By no means. That's your business. Do what you want. But if you really want something solid, something real, you got to deal with those issues and those things that you have deep down in yourself. No relationship is a waste of time, because if it didn't bring you what you want, it taught you what you don't want. You understand? Number two, don't worry about them liking you, because your blessings aren't tied to their emotions. They aren't. As long as you love yourself, that's all that matters. You check this out, right? When you love yourself, anything you do, your aura, it could be the way you fix your hair, you open your car, anything you do is just going to wreak confidence and self-love. It's when you don't know your own worth. It's when you don't love yourself that you give people a blueprint to take advantage of you. Just love yourself. You know, you don't got to go back and forth with nobody and telling them how to treat you. You basically telling them how to treat you by what you allow. I hope that don't go over your lace front. You get what I'm saying? It's like, that's what we here to do. You feel me? That's what, you know, you go to a lot of different podcasts, you know, they talking a whole bunch of bullshit and, you know, they telling you what you want to hear. When you come to Who Real, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. So Gym 2, sweetheart, don't worry about them liking you, okay? Because your blessings aren't tied to their emotions. Gym 3. One day, and this goes to, and this to all women, because I know women go through shit more than men. Let's just keep it 100. You know, they carry babies. They gotta be you know, they say the man is the head of the household. Don't believe that shit. Women make everything go right. Let me explain something. Women is the reason why dudes get fly and get shape-ups and get haircuts and go to the gym. And so, Gym 3 is, one day you will tell people like how you overcame what you went through, and guess what? It's going to be somebody's survival guide. I guarantee you. Right now, you don't even know that you're actually living out a blueprint. That's why it's so key to be in total control of how you act and how you react. So rather, if you're raising, you know, young ladies, if you're raising young men, you're telling them, subconsciously, you're telling them what to tolerate and what type of women to deal with and what attributes you need to have. And, you know, if you're a woman and you're dealing with a dude who really ain't about shit, what is going to really encourage your daughter to deal with someone who's really, really about something? Sometimes it can have an adverse effect. But if it's one thing I learned, when you're a parent, kids won't do as you say. They're going to do as you do. And so it's extremely important that you lead by example. So just keep that in mind. Like, right now, you're living out a whole blueprint. You know, what you accept, what you don't accept, and the company that you keep, and, you know, the places that you frequent. It's like, someone's paying attention. And not just only your kids, your friends. your admirers, your peers, people that look up to you. Like you're living out a book right now. Like every season, everything you go through, that's another chapter. And one day, you're going to be able to tell people how you overcame what you went through. And guess what? It's going to be their survival guide because they watch you go through it. Key word, through. Let me tell you what's sexy. And I really, really, really want y'all to get this. Not a BBL, not the windshield wiper eyelashes, not that, what that shit, them lace fronts with the hair. They take the toothbrush and the gel and they sweep that shit down and go like this. Everybody got that shit on their forehead now. I ain't knocking you. No, that's cool, but that's not sexy. Let me tell you what's sexy. Breaking generational curses. That's sexy. There's nothing more sexier than that. Do you understand how beneficial that is to those that are coming up after you? If you're going out of your way above and beyond every single day to break generational curses, that's a double salute. There's nothing way more sexy than that. Trust me. Then we get to all that, you know, your shape and your figure and, you know, your lips being glossy and your eyebrows being done and the little, you know, French tips and all that. Then we get to that. But if you breaking generational curses, yes, automatically throws up a signal for any individual that want to interact with you, any man, to know that they got to come correct or don't come at all. Gem 4, at your absolute best, you still won't be good enough for the wrong person. That one gave me chills. Somebody felt that one. You ever dealt with somebody and they complain about all the shit you don't do? Like, they don't give you your flowers while you can smell it. If you ever deal with somebody and they talk about all the shit you don't do, get the fuck away from them. Exit stage left. They got their own issues. Wait a minute, and we rocking together. I thought you were supposed to be uplifting me. You know, there's some solid women out there, real women that know what I'm talking about. There's levels to this shit. When they was young, they didn't already went through the dudes who dogged them. They didn't went through the dudes who used them and abused them, whatever the case may be. If you still going through that shit, that's on you. But if you've learned, and those wasn't losses, those was actually lessons, kudos to you. Because it's a lot of women that's still stuck in their second childhood. And guess what? They blaming everybody, every man they deal with, not knowing that they're the common denominator of the whole shit. So once you right, you don't care about nobody else's opinion, or you don't care how they try to attack you. As long as you know you right, your heart is right, your spirit is pure. So that's Gem 4. Please don't let that go over your lace front. Gem 5. An apology has to be louder than the disrespect. If you allow disrespect on a constant basis, what makes you think that you're just going to just wake up one day and he's just going to respect you, just worship the ground you walk on, lay down his jacket so you can walk over a puddle? What makes you think that? You didn't already tolerated disrespect, so he knows your limits. Men know what they can and can't get away with. The first thing they're going to say is, man, my lady don't play that shit, or shorty don't play that shit. But if they see you do play that shit, they're going to play your ass. They're going to play you. Especially if you feel you don't know your worth. As a woman that has her shit together, you should know your worth and then add tax to it. You tell people how to treat you by what you permit. So if he do something to hurt your feelings or do something to disrespect you, by any means, you're supposed to forgive, because guess what? I don't want you blocking your blessings. So absolutely, forgive him. But don't tolerate that shit. Accept the apology. You don't want to block your blessings, and you want to be clear of that toxicity. And I'm going to give you another gem, right? If you're disrespected and you feel the disrespect is constantly going on, you look him in his eyes. You look him right in his eyes. And you say, how would you feel if your daughter allowed this? That's it. You don't even need an answer. All you got to do is look in his eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. You say to him, you wouldn't want no one to disrespect your daughter like this, but you're disrespecting your daughter's mother like this. That probably went over somebody's head. Gem 6, there's a difference between short-term pleasure and long-term happiness. That's self-explanatory. So, if you're dealing with someone and you don't see a future with them, you better have a date on that shit. And also keep in mind, sometimes things don't work out as planned. They work out better. No, you keep trying to make it work out. No, it's something better for you that's waiting for you. Remove yourself from this situation, and something greater is already waiting for you. But you can't see it because you're so blind. You know, you're physical by what your physical want. But your soul yearns for something greater than that. These are gems for my lady friends. This is the shit they're not going to tell you. They're going to run game on you. I'm not gaining anything from running game on you. We into breaking generational curses. So guess what? If I enlighten you, you go back and you enlighten your sister, your homegirls, and your daughters, and your nieces. And they can take this with them. They can rock these Jews. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in to Hoorilla. I appreciate you because guess what? You could be anywhere else on the planet, but you chose to be here with me and give me my flowers. Walk, smell them, and I'm the type of individual that greatly appreciates that. My grandmother used to say, jealous demons often disguise themselves as supportive angels. I don't know who need to hear that, but I just wanted to share it with you. Just take that gem with you. Don't let that go over your lace front.